So how can we make a difference? This reminds me of someone in the Bible who was actually pretty young, and he made a huge difference. His name was Timothy. He was a friend of Paul's, and he traveled along with him and helped lead and start churches. But it all started when he was really young. We meet Timothy in the book of Acts in chapter 16. Timothy was a younger guy, but he was raised by his mother and his grandmother. Timothy's mother and grandmother knew God and loved God and passed that along to Timothy from a very young age. Timothy lived in a culture that worshiped other gods and didn't know or love the one true God. But we learn in the book of Acts that Timothy was a strong believer, that he was known and loved by others, and that he joined Paul on his missionary journeys to share the love of Jesus with the world. Paul called Timothy to a high standard. He gave Timothy big responsibilities that were way past his age to do. And one day, Paul told Timothy these words: "Don't let anyone look down on you because you are young. Set an example for the believers in what you say and in how you live. Also, set an example in what you believe." Paul encouraged Timothy to live in such a way as to be an example to others and to not worry about being young or care about what others think. Living our lives to be an example to others can be really hard, but it can also be rewarding. The Bible shares with us lots of ways that we can do that. Here are just a few. Let your light shine before others, that they may see your good deeds and glorify your Father in heaven. Follow God's example, therefore, as dearly loved children, and walk in the way of love, just as Christ loved us. And you yourself must be an example to them by doing good works of every kind. And Timothy did all these things. From a very young age, he traveled with Paul, encouraging the churches, starting churches, and leading others to know God. He didn't wait until he was older. He did it while he was young. And believe it or not, you can too. In fact, you can make a difference right now. Using the gifts you have, you can make a difference to those around you. Your family, your friends, your school, your community. You don't have to wait until you're a certain age or a certain grade. Here's an example of my friends who made a difference in their community. This is my friend Carver, who's in 2nd grade, and he decided that he wanted to make a difference for kids with cancer. So he decided to do what he could do to help raise money for the Jesse Reese Foundation. Carver's in 2nd grade and his brother Decker is in TK, and they got together and they made a lemonade stand. Carver and Decker raised $520 for the foundation and were able to show God's love and make a difference to the kids that foundation helps. Many of you have also helped your community. Remember when we raised money for shoes for kids in our area? Or the time that you brought in all kinds of socks for people in our community who needed them? Many of you are already using what you have to make a difference. And every time you bring offering, that also helps to make a difference. See, Crossroads uses that money to help bless those in our community who need it, to help provide for the food pantry, and to show God's love. So today, I want to encourage you to not let the fact that you are young stop you from doing something that God may have put in your heart and in your mind to do that can make a difference. Whether you are in 1st grade or in 5th grade or any grade in between, you can be used to make a difference. You can make a difference right now. Because remember, just like our memory verse for the month says, you are made wonderful. So God can use your gifts and talents. This week, I challenge you to meet up with your family and to come up with one way that you can make a difference in our community and help people to know that God loves them. One idea might be to invite a friend to church.